are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Hello and welcome to a brand new season of Entertaining Germantown. I'm your host, Parke Kennedy. On this show, we're going to explore some exciting new things going on in the local arts and entertainment world. Today, I'll be talking to Emily Hefley, Programming Director at GPAC, about GPAC's recent arts grant announcement. Then, Playhouse on the Square's Director of Community Relations, Marcus Cox, will be here to discuss what's up next at Playhouse. And finally, GPAC's Marketing Manager, Nevada Presley, will share with us what's happening at GPAC. Joining me now is Emily Hefley, Programming Director at GPAC. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Thanks for being here today.
Awesome. Glad to be here.
So full disclosure, Emily and I are coworkers at GPAC, but I wanted to invite you here today to really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of this arts grant program and why GPAC is so excited to really kind of host it and nurture it and lead it in a new direction.
Sure.
So let's start with the history then of the arts grant program.
Yeah, so GPAC created the GPAC Arts Education Fund in 2016, and that fund is really dedicated to, creating money and fundraising for our ongoing programs, our outreach that we do, providing scholarships for the Youth Symphony, and also our arts grants to local Germantown schools and nonprofit organizations. And we're in 3 years of that. So this is the third year that we've given out grants. And each year I feel like it's gotten better and better with our process, and we're seeing more and more really creative projects.
Right. So what's the criteria then for applying for one of these grants?
So you must be a Germantown organization, a school, nonprofit. Part of the guidelines are enriching your community. That just means engaging students, engaging patrons into the project that you're doing. Also, partnerships. We are encouraging you to seek outside of your specific school, organization, and find new partners for this project. You might find a partner that can help you put on a production. You might find a partner that can help with arts-based learning after school. It's just something that really kind of helps the organization think a little bit differently.
Yeah, to engage have some new relationships. And maybe reach a little bit further out into the city and the amazing, arts community that's going on out there. So it's an arts grant. These projects are arts-based projects. The partners don't necessarily have to be other arts partners. They could be
other entities. It doesn't necessarily have to be an arts partner, but the project itself should be arts-based. The other criteria that's really cool is that we're hoping that these projects engage local artists. That could be set designers, it could be musicians, it could be choreographers, funding those artists to create their work with the project.
And so this year, you held a grant workshop.
We did.
You talked to people who are interested in applying, and then they applied, and you had 12 applicants.
We had 12 applicants.
And the maximum grant award amount
is $5,000.
So they can ask for $5,000. And you were happy to be able to.
We were. We held a grant panel. We had an amazing grant panel of local artists and professionals in the area and also in Memphis. And they came together and they sort of looked through all the applications and they evaluated them based on everything they provided us. And then based on that, then we were able to give out the money to the organizations. And so we were able to fund all 12, not fully fund them, but we were able to fund them in some way, which is incredible.
To the tune of something like $40,000.
$40,000.
Which is really, really exciting. And so with the grant process, this was the first year that the applicants were able to really engage with the panel and explain their projects in detail, answer questions about sort of the nitty-gritty.
It was a really cool process because, I mean, I was amazed by everything that these organizations are doing in the community. And the way that they could speak about it really influences their scoring. You know, you really want to hear what they're doing and how it's impacting others.
And so many people so passionate about the things that they do. And I think the passion was contagious in the room when and people got to hear each other talk about their projects and even be inspired by what the others are doing. And I think hopefully maybe some seeds were planted as far as possible partnerships and collaborations for the next round.
I could see that happening, some future projects and partnerships.
Yeah, so give us an example then of a couple of the projects that were funded this year.
Sure, so one of the really cool projects is Iris Orchestra, which is a resident orchestra at GPAC, and they are funding music education in the Germantown area. And so that means they're going into different schools. They're going to the Madonna Learning School, the Memphis Oral School for the Deaf, Bodine, local Germantown schools, and they're either taking musicians in there to perform, or they're taking musicians in there to give them feedback with the musicians themselves that are in the school.
Oh, so some side-by-side, some sort of
rehearsals,
mentoring, tutoring.
Mentoring sectionals. So they are really just like putting their web out there and engaging so many different communities in this area.
That's fantastic. Traditional and non-traditional schools, kids of, I would imagine, a variety of ages.
And learning abilities as well. Yeah, so that's a really cool one. We also have the Madonna Learning Center that's funding their Monarch Butterfly program, which is basically it's their adult trainees, and they get to go out into the community and experience different theater, dance, art performances, and that's what the money goes towards. Helps them to kind of reach out all across the Memphis area. They go see shows, they might have some workshops, and it just opens up their horizons a little bit more.
Inspiring them with the arts, and I would imagine that possibly leading to some internships or job opportunities. I know that they work closely with trying to find, placements for these adults. And graduates of their program. So that sounds like a really good one.
It's a really fun one. We have another great one, the Germantown Symphony Orchestra, another great orchestra. And they
been around for a long time.
Yeah, they have been around for a long time, and they're made up of community members. So they're not paid to be in the orchestra. They volunteer their time.
Entirely volunteer, all ages, all professions.
And what they do is they take their concert and they go out into the community. So they're going to Brownsville, Tennessee, Ripley, Collierville, Oxford, Mississippi, and they're taking their whole orchestra and doing performances in different communities. So that's very exciting to the amount of people that they can reach through their art form.
Yeah. Well, I understand you brought a few images of some past projects that were funded. So let's take a look. Wow. So it obviously, these grants are funding projects that are...
So you've got kids, you've got Houston Middle School band that are doing things, you've got the Memphis Oral School for the Deaf and Iris Orchestra working together, and you see the Germantown Symphony.
And they're learning and having fun.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Well, thank you for being with me today. We have to take a short break. When we come back, I'll be talking to Marcus Cox, Director of Community Relations at Playhouse on the Square. Please stay with us.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you.
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Entertaining Germantown. Joining me now is Marcus Cox, Director of Community Relations at Playhouse on the Square. Marcus, thrilled to have you here.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here.
So we were talking a little bit before we came on set and started the show, and you have been at Playhouse for 3 months.
That's right. Yes, I've been there for 3 months now.
But you have a long history of involvement in theater in Germantown and beyond.
That's right. Yes, I am certainly a product of the Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, Cordova theater community. I went to Overton High School for the Creative and Performing Arts, and then after I left there, University of Memphis, I did my internships while studying for my BFA in theater and dance with Morgan Woods Children's Theater well back in the day, and I was a student director there and got to work with some fantastic kids that are now professionals all over the place in New York and LA, and they all still call me and Facebook me and talk to me and let me know how they're doing, and I'm a proud dad of a whole lot of kids. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're delighted to have you back.
Thank you so
and
much.
your talent back in the
I'm glad
area
to be back home. Yeah.
in a whole new role. So tell us about what's going on at Playhouse on the Square.
Well, Playhouse on the Square is Memphis's only resident professional theater company. We're celebrating our 50th season now, and we're super excited.
Yeah.
We're doing 17 shows on 3 different stages, a mix of regional premieres, community favorites are coming back, as have in the past, and then 2 world premiere plays this year as well.
And will the world premiere plays be on the main stage at Playhouse, or is that?
So the world premieres will be a part of what's called New Works at the Works, which is a playwriting competition. Over thousands of plays are submitted from all over the world. They go through an arduous reading process. Of those thousands, 10 are chosen to be read for staged readings, which is great for those playwrights because they get credit for having their plays read in a professional environment. Those 10 plays are then voted on, and 2 are chosen to be produced on a professional stage level, and then they go in our Theater Works black box space.
That's awesome. So
2
it's
of
the
them a
whole
year.
process.
So the entire
start to
process, and
beginning.
it's so great because once these, we really feel that these plays are fantastic, and once they say go to another level, even hopefully, off-Broadway or Broadway, when those scripts are written, in that front page, it'll say originally produced at Playhouse on the Square, Memphis, Tennessee, and that original cast will get the billing for
that's
that.
really,
So it's so
that's
fantastic.
terrific.
We're excited
and what
to be a part of
great
it.
way to nurture, budding, I guess.
Budding artists,
and-
playwrights,
right.
Artists just in general. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Cool.
yeah.
All right, so what's coming up that we can go see
Oh gosh, we've
in
got
the next month or 2?
We've got 2 regional premieres, and you're going to be super excited for both of them. At our main stage, Playhouse on the Square stage, we're doing the Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which is a fantastic play. It was on Broadway back in 2015. It won a Tony Award. Before that, it spent time in the West End, in London, won multiple awards there.
So is it a musical?
It is actually, no, it's a straight play.
Okay.
It's about the story of Christopher Boone, who is a 15-year-old boy who lives on the autism spectrum. He is accused of killing his neighbor's dog and sets out to vindicate himself, clear his name, as well as try to find out the culprit of who actually murdered this poor, unfortunate dog. And we get, as an audience, we get to experience life in the mind and the eyes of someone who deals with conditions that most of us don't know or even have the capacity to understand. But we also get to understand how that life is, but also the life of the caretakers that, work with these beautiful and wonderful people that are part of our society. So this is just, and it's a visually wonderful masterpiece. It was originally a book, And so we're excited to be a part of this new world, Curious, and be curious in Memphis with this
Great.
show. Then our Circuit Playhouse, which has been around for years. You know, we moved into that space back in the 80s, 1985 actually.
Yeah.
So the Circuit Playhouse, which was formerly the Memphian Theater, Elvis Presley's favorite movie theater, we converted that into a theater space, and we will be regionally premiering the Broadway musical Little Women, which was based on the book by Lucy May Alcott. Yes, so that is going to be so much fun. And it is the story, you know, all of the sisters together and their lives and the trials and tribulations and dealing with that. And it's going to be, in addition to our primetime performances of that show, we'll also be able to offer that one for student matinees as well. So I know my daughter just got through reading the books over the summer, and she was so excited to hear that Joe and all the other sisters were coming to Memphis.
Be on stage.
Be on stage, yes.
So, oh, that's terrific. And so the actors in the Little Women show, do they come from around the region, or are they primarily local?
So, you know, we, in addition to our resident theater company, which consists of local actors, local professional actors in Memphis. Sometimes we have a few that come from Arkansas, Mississippi, but they all stay for an entire season, and they work in various roles in different parts during the season. But we also have our associate company, which are interns, and these are young people that are recently graduated from colleges and universities from all over the country, and they spend a year, sometimes more. We always have a few interns who come, say they're just going to be here for 1 year, and then they end up staying for 10, 20, 15. They never leave. In fact, our executive producer, Michael Detroit, came in 1989, thought he was only going to be here for a couple of days, met a girl, fell in love, got married, and now he's been here for over 30 years. So we're super excited.
And he's a man who wears many, many hats.
Many hats.
And he's very, very talented.
And he's great. So it's the best part about working for Playhouse on the Square. We love to talk about the fact that we are the black, white, gay, straight, male, female, red, blue, gender neutral, old, young theater for the Mid-South.
The entire community.
The entire community will find some
tell
place
us,
there.
we're going to run out of time in a minute. I could talk to you forever, but
Thank you.
Tell us kind of how we can support Playhouse. And, you've got tickets, subscriptions?
Yes, absolutely. So the first thing you can do is get yourself a subscription. We've got 8-pack, 12-pack, 16-packs. They're flexible, so you can use them for any of the shows and any of those 3 stages as I talked about. You can donate and submit and be a part of that. You can also contribute to our theater education program, which is fantastic and teaches hundreds of young people, thousands of young people throughout the entire Mid-South.
Amazing.
Go to 901-726-4656 to get tickets or to get more information there.
Call the box office.
Call the box office.
Go to the website.
www.playhouseonthesquare.org.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Marcus.
My pleasure.
All right, it's time for another short break. When we come back, we'll be finding out what's happening at GPAC.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Entertaining Germantown. I'm delighted to have with me another GPAC coworker, Nevada Presley. Hi, Nevada. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. It's so fun to be here.
So you are the brand new marketing manager at GPAC. You've been in your role for just 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah,
4
3
maybe-ish? Yeah.
May, end of May I began.
But you hit the ground running, and you're busy, and you're rolling out the 24th season, which is a huge big deal. And you've got a lot of exciting shows coming up. So tell us what's happening at GPAC.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone in this area received our trifold, Breaking Ground on the Future, which describes the upcoming season.
Very nice.
We're excited about it. And so we have Bobby McFerrin coming right up on September 15th, opening night. There's all sorts of festivities planned.
Season opener.
Season opener, including Stax Street Corner Harmonies will be playing in the lobby before the show.
Which is their a cappella group.
Exactly, and Bobby will definitely be singing some a cappella, so that fits in with the theme of the night. We have Charles Lloyd and the Marvels on September 28th. And then between those two shows, there's a Jazz in the Box performance.
The Jazz in the Box.
Right, so in the Watkins Studio Theater, it's a really cool space. It's a very, it's like a secret jazz club. So on Friday nights, we convert the Black Box, or the Watkins Studio Theater, into like a cabaret club with bar height seating and cocktails that you can purchase.
Intimate,
groovy. Like old jazz, new jazz, local jazz, jazz from far away. It's just a really eclectic, cool program for people who love jazz. There's 2 shows. There's a 7 o'clock show and an 8:30 show. It's just a neat way to see jazz.
So 7 and 8:30. So if you're the type who gets antsy sitting still for 2 or 3 hours, this is the place for you to go listen to some jazz. So
exactly.
a 45-minute set with a cocktail, with some fellow jazz aficionados.
Right, and if you come at 7, you can have dinner after, and if you come at 8:30, you can have dinner before.
Sounds like a good date night activity.
Yeah. So that's on Friday, September 21st, and it's the Johnny O'Neill Trio. And Johnny O'Neill is a vocalist and a piano player, so it should be a really great show.
Should be a great show. So tell me a little bit about Charles Lloyd and the Marvels. So Charles is not a young man.
He's not a young man. Well, he's probably young at heart.
Yes.
But he's celebrating his 80th birthday. He's a legendary Memphian. He plays the flute. He's a composer. When he was 12, he began playing in the bands of B.B. King, Howlin' Wolf, Bobby Blue Bland. I mean, he has been in Memphis for a very long time. He's been playing jazz. He's 2015 recipient of the NEA Jazz Masters.
Wow.
In 2016, he was inducted into the Memphis Music Hall of Fame.
That's
so
awesome.
we're really, really, really pleased to have him on the GPAC stage on this new wave of popularity. And
he's on tour, right?
Yeah, he's on tour, celebrating his 80th birthday on
So,
tour.
that's
After 20 records, it's just a thrilling.
That's an amazing opportunity to see him at GPAC in that incredible space that's such an authentic music experience, especially with someone like Charles, where he's going to obviously share some of his history, the background of the songs. You'll be right there with him in that process.
And the Marvels are all excellent musicians themselves, so it's definitely an evening not to be missed.
Yeah. And then Bobby McFerrin, of course, the opener. You said there's activities around the opening event.
Right. We're going to be sort of breaking ground on the Grove, which is very exciting.
Yes.
There'll be, like I said, street corner harmonies. We'll have some treats in the lobby. It's just all the fanfare surrounded with opening night.
So come early for that
6:30.
performance.
Yeah, 6:30 is when we'll be getting things started in the lobby.
And get your tickets now.
Yeah, please get tickets before they sell out, while you can still choose great seats. Not that there really aren't any bad seats at GPAC, but still, it's a good time to get your tickets. And if you're interested in more than one show this season, then you might want to try a Flex Pass, which is a way to save 20% if there's 4 shows that you want to see, you pick those shows and you can save 20% on all of them, which brings the ticket price.
Which is a great deal.
It makes it easy and fun to see as many shows as you like to see at 20% off.
That's fantastic. And all that's outlined in your beautiful
trifold,
which is really cute. But
Yeah,
you
it's a
can also
brochure.
get this information by calling the box office.
Yeah, and if you are interested in a Flex Pass, you should call the box office. That's actually the only way to purchase a Flex Pass, and they can talk you through the process.
Okay. And then there's another great show. I was looking through the brochure, October 5th, Doe Gypsies of Rajasthan.
Yes.
Coming up. Sounds like a really fun, interesting, historical and cultural and
it
musical
has something
extravaganza.
for everyone. There's poets, there's troubadours, there's musicians, dancers, a fakir, which is a fire eater. This troupe has been performing, some of the original members have been performing for over 20 years. They've appeared in over 100 countries. They performed for Queen Elizabeth, and my favorite thing they did was performed at Mick Jagger's birthday.
That's pretty awesome.
I was like, I mean, they must be pretty good if
They
Mick
must-
Jagger wanted him at his birthday.
Yeah, I like Mick. So that show is also sponsored by the Indian community of Memphis.
Right, the
which is
Indian
awesome.
community of the Indian community of Greater Memphis, and the Bobby McFerrin Show is sponsored by Dr. Neil Beckford and the Department of
Otolaryngology.
Thank you.
That's a very hard word.
It is a hard word. I was going to try to do it.
And
I'm
he's
glad
a
you-
huge jazz fan and
Yeah.
just a great man, a voice doctor in town. Everyone loves him. So we're really happy to have their sponsorship. Well, I know it's just going to be a blowout season, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be a part of it, as
Can
I
I
know
mention
you
one
are
more
too.
thing?
Of course.
Peanut Butter and Jam, which is for kids ages 2 to 8, will be on September 22nd.
The first one.
Yeah, and it's Obruni Dance Band, which celebrates West Africa. There'll be dancers, and it's just really fun.
And the kids participate.
Yeah,
So there'll be
kids,
some
parents,
shaking.
young at heart, everyone can participate in that.
And those tickets are $6?
They're $8,
$8.
and they include 2 adults.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
bargain. And you can get those at the box office too.
Yes, or
But
online.
call early because they sell out.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Nevada.
Thank you.
It's time to wrap up this episode. I'd like to thank my guests for being here and you, the viewer, for joining us on Entertaining Germantown. If you'd like to watch this or other shows on Germantown Municipal Television, please visit www.gmtvonline.org. I hope you'll join us when Entertaining Germantown returns next month.